I don't think I can do this podcast anymore. All right, okay. 3, 2. Hey guys, welcome to episode 172 of the League of Legends Anonymous podcast. I am your host Sam, aka Just Casual, back again for the year 2018. And I have with me Blake, aka Wise Papa Smurf.
Hey, first episode of the year. What?
What? And actually, did the last one get released? I don't know when it got released. It might
No.
have been released on New Year's.
Hey,
I
are
can't
you
remember.
gonna do that episode where I just casually watched Hitman's Bodyguard and made commentary the whole time because nobody showed up last week, and I was the
And
only one
last
here?
but not least, we have Manny, aka Manster415.
So
I don't know. Should we release that episode?
I don't know. It's gonna be terrible, but maybe the
I think-
Patreons would enjoy it.
I'll put it
I
on
think we should
Patreon.
Definitely, yeah. I was gonna say it's.
I mean, we
definitely
should
like an
do
extra.
something with it. It was like an hour and a half long of watching
Wait,
Hitman's
seriously?
Body. Yes, I watched the movie from 19 minutes until like 20 minutes from it being over.
Oh my god.
And I just, said what I thought as I saw the movie.
Okay, right now,
So-
Blackbeard Bandit is on our Twitch chat. He is a very, very awesome patron of the podcast, and he says, "Please do high quality content." And I can't read sarcasm online, so I'm gonna take that for truth. So boom, it's done.
High quality, low effort content.
I will
Done.
put it on low effort. Hey, I bet there was some high quality analysis and
Yeah.
information from that.
So for everybody who actually wants to listen to this, remember you have to have a copy of the movie present or you'll have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. And two, you have to start it at 19 minutes and 46 seconds because that's how far I was into the movie before I came up with this idea and I realized that just Sam was
direct-
not coming. It was
Is this
19
like
minutes in, I
director's
realized
cut, or is it extended
No,
version,
it's
or is it the
digital.
movie?
I got it on the Fire TV, so it's digital. I just voodooed that bitch.
There you go.
And, yeah, good to go.
So we are here as we've had all this small talk and probably lost 90% of our views. Anyone watching on YouTube or Twitch, but that being said,
Ripperoni.
yeah, 2018 has just started. If you guys have been following us on Facebook, we put a post up there like talking about like what do you guys want for 2018. We would love some feedback where we got some. Actually, people were too nice. We needed some more criticism. That being said, we heard some things that we're doing well, so we'll double down on those and things that we'll be changing in future podcasts or adding to what we do. But we really wanted to come together and just start the year off talking about what our plans are and what we kind of do, because I think we have a lot of new listeners, we have a lot of old listeners, and a lot of people that just aren't necessarily involved in the podcast or the community, I should say, that listen to the podcast and might not really know that we do X, Y, and Z. For example, our community games that we talk about a lot. Maybe you just skip the outro because, I don't know, you're sick of my voice after 45 minutes or something like
I
that.
know I am.
After 172 episodes, I stick Q-tips in my ears.
I'll tell you this. I get tired of your voice right after like, hey everybody and welcome to the League of Legends. I'm like, this motherfucker. One more
When
minute
will
of
he
this shit
die?
and I'm just going to stab myself in the ear with Q-tips until I can't hear
no.
anymore.
Man, you still got like maybe 90 episodes before that starts happening to you. So
Yeah.
you're good.
So I still have the whole year. Next
I'm
year is when I'll be.
We PR pretty well here. Tyler and Ernie left because they hated my voice.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Tyler actually set the record for how deep he could push a Q-tip into his brain before he just gave up. But we actually lost it. But
The first two.
yeah, the first Q-tip just didn't come out. That's how you set a record.
Yeah, you know what? You know the key to having Q-tips get out of your ear?
Yeah, Ernie just
You
pulls
just
it
take
out the
another
other
one.
side.
You just jump like when you have water stuck in your ear. You just jump up and down and just
Slap
You
yourself
work at it for a
out.
while, right?
Yeah.
And nothing happens, and then you're just sitting down like 30 minutes later and just kind of bloop unplugs itself. Same thing with Q-tips. That's what we learned.
And then you
Yeah,
get a
there.
concussion and it finally comes out.
All right. So I actually have a story about that.
Oh, dear
Whenever,
God.
whenever
We haven't even
this is
started any content
is
yet, and
just
we're already derailing.
so tangentially related to what you're talking about. That's not even funny. But when I was a kid, I went over to my buddy's house, and he lived off of the lake in a small town called Golden, and they have like a swim area where they rope off part of the lake, and it's for the community, and everybody can go swim there, and it's just like happy go fun swim time, no lifeguards, do your thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his
Yeah.
mom, like, they were looking for something for us to do, and they're like, fuck it, why don't we go swimming? And I was like, yeah, let's go swimming. So we did that. And then these two large women, I mean, real large, show up. And I'm like, oh. And my buddy Garrett's like, dude, those are some big ass girls. I hope they're not going to go swim. And so
Oh,
immediately
no.
they take off their double X t-shirts, and I was shocked because I mean this is me at 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
They take it off. There's no bikini top there. She just nothing, just big ass, old floppies hanging in the breeze in public, and we're like, oh my god, did that just happen? No, no, it didn't. Because they were both wearing stickers over their nipples. Right? Gross. Anyway, I immediately was like, oh my god, I'm just going to float on my back. I'm just going to float on my back and just pretend like I didn't just see that. Oh. And I floated on my back so long, I got water in my ear, and I got an ear infection that night, and it fucking hurt like a bitch. And that's how you get back around to water in your ear.
So
I thought you were gonna go
think
with the concussion, to be honest.
Nope.
with amnesia,
Nope. Just laid on my back, got
PTSD.
water in my ear, and it hurt so bad. It was terrible. But stickers. Literally like a star shaped sticker over the nipple. I've never seen anything that white trash before in my life. It was something. Bikini bottoms and stickers on like a 260-pound lady.
All
Big
right,
girl.
so 2018 is here, and we want to discuss some of the feedback that we got. I did enjoy the pain in that story, though.
Mhm.
I don't know why, but anyway, 2018 is here. We got feedback, so we're just gonna go down the list and talk about things that you guys have said and just what we think about it, whether we're gonna do it, whether we're not, that what we're open to. And I really encourage you guys to email us, tell us in Discord, DM us, whatever, like tweet us, whatever you can do to let us know what you guys think about that. If you guys want it, if you guys don't want it, because this is what's gonna happen. No one's gonna respond except like 2 people. So then I'll be like, hey, we have like 1,500 listeners, and 2 people said they want more lore. So now we're gonna do more lore, and then I'm gonna find out 800 people hate lore or something like that. You know, so let us know so we know what to do. And when I go like, hey, we don't actually want to talk about lore,
Well, okay, so
while everyone actually wants
I
to.
kind of want to jump into that. So, like, talking about lore, we've gotten this suggestion, like, every now and then somebody's like, yeah, get into the lore a little bit, right? What do you want me to do exactly? Because lore is just written narratives and stories. Am I supposed to
Maybe they
just,
just
like...
want Brendan.
No, I mean, do I just, like, read to you?
All right,
Is
so
that-
let's start with it.
Is
First
it like
bullet
an
point:
audio
lore.
book?
People have asked us to talk about like what interests us into the lore, or to get to the backstory of certain champions when we talk about them, so they are aware, because they're kind of curious. I'm guessing they don't want to read through the five-page stories that they put up online or the comics that they're working on and stuff like that. So I don't know. What do you guys think about lore?
Well, it's a matter of execution, right? Because I mean, most of the people that are into lore read it. Like they read the lore because
Mhm.
that fuels their desire to like want to have something to do with the champion. And like you either really love lore or you don't give a fuck about lore at all, right? And I
Yeah.
mean, I'm a guy who I like reading the lore. I think it fleshes out the character. I think it adds more intrigue. It makes me more inclined to want to play the champion. But I've also already read it. And if I'm like listening to something that's like, hey, I want to get better at League, like, and you spend 20 minutes talking about lore, that's not gonna make me any better at League. But if it's interesting, I don't care, man. I'll read you some lore if that's what you want. But
Yeah.
I'm not
I-
sure
I
on the
kinda, like, agree with
execution
that.
of this. Like that's
Mhm.
my question. So if
Yeah,
you
I mean,
wrote
if there's
in,
their like own episodes, it would be maybe like its own miniseries, I guess, like discussing lore. Because there's
That
some
I
very
think would be
interesting
better
lore.
because if you hate it, you can skip it. I
Yeah,
think that would
or
be
you
better.
don't have to listen to it, right? Exactly. But if whether it's just read it to them or if it's like discussing lore, I don't know. Maybe it's like a way we can tackle it, right?
Have
I
you
think because there's
guys
very some interesting lore.
have you guys watched Conan O'Brien's gaming little bit that he does? What is it called? I can't remember what it's called.
Probably the
Clueless
Conan
Gamer.
O'Brien
Clueless-
games. Yeah.
No, Clueless Gamer. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
Blake, have you seen it?
No.
Oh boy, you need to watch it later. Just because I can't see you shoulders down, I still know when you're typing, man. Actually, you could probably watch it. But they do this thing. Maybe we could do something like that where someone actually comes in that knows the lore
Hey,
while
Conan
everyone
O'Brien
else
here
is
with
just
another
reacting
Clueless
to it
Gamer.
and shitting on
Today
it.
I'm very
That might be
excited 'cause
kind
I'm
of
gonna be
funny.
playing the game
That being
Cuphead,
said,
which
we
will be
also
available
I don't know.
exclusively on Xbox September
Manny, for instance,
29th.
do you
The game was
care about
inspired
lore?
by
Do you want to
1930s
talk about
cartoons,
lore?
And because it features
Be
cooperative
honest.
I'm
play,
definitely I'm definitely
decided
interested
to team
in
up
it.
with someone
It's something
who I
that I've
consider a friend,
just
a
haven't
partner.
had like the time to get
Some might
into
even say a
in the
soulmate.
sense of like
Kate Upton. Hey, Kate. How are you?
it's like
Is that an accurate description of our
and
relationship,
people like
would you
watch
say?
lore videos all the time,
I'm
and I'm just
surprised
like
by soulmate. I feel like
game right
it's
now.
an
I was
you know?
interesting way to tell
projecting.
me.
I mean,
I was projecting.
for example,
into the
Kane,
future.
Zed,
Yeah,
and
right,
Jin,
of course.
like
Because
their
you can
connection.
see the
4
future.
minutes into the
It's
future.
like pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
That's great. 4
Like we
minutes.
can hear
This
it.
is a tradition we have here at Clueless Gamers for
Blake.
years
So,
now.
in
I've been
Clueless
playing.
And also,
Gamers-
you're
Video-
streaming. You're streaming as
Oh,
well,
fuck.
Blake.
Oh, that's right. You told me I could watch it. You said that. So, real quick, in Clueless Gamer, when he does this, is it always him wearing a jean jacket? Because I feel like we could totally do that.
I think we have Lola jean jacket merchandise on our merch store, which does not actually exist.
We should. We should get that to happen.
Yeah, there you go. 2018. Blake said he
What
would get
was-
us.
What was the merch shirt that people were wanting from last night? I forgot.
Yeah, this is great.
No, it was from last night. Remember?
No, I don't-
The
I
guy was
know what you're talking
we're
about.
gonna make a new shirt, and I can't
I
remember
don't
what it
remember
was.
what it was. I
God
don't
damn
remember
it!
what it was. It was funny though.
It really was. Well, you're
Um,
gonna have to go back and watch the VODs to find out what the hell we're talking about, everybody.
So yeah, my thought about the lore. I personally am interested in it, just like Manny is, and just like him, I like don't make the time to do it. So it's like, It's a low priority thing that I'm kind of interested in that I wish was like thrown at me in bite-sized pieces. Maybe if you are if someone is listening to this that's really interested in lore and wants to come onto the podcast to talk about lore like every now and then, or we can do like you said, like a mini series, or like maybe even make our own podcast feed or just put it on the YouTube channel or whatever. Like I'm down for that. If someone wants to help us do that, I'm completely down for that. And we could also talk about the lore and make fun of it or actually give genuine opinions on it. Or I can't be super critical on it. I'm not like a lore expert on things or a good storyteller or anything like that. But yeah, I'm down for that. But
I
the
don't know,
thing
man.
is,
I'll tell you this: I have been known to spin a tale. I give it a whirl.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Blake's
I'm
gonna
just
do that.
saying,
All right.
I'd give it a
Jean
whirl if
jackets
people want it.
and
I just
jean
need that
jackets
jean
and-
jacket. I need
Yeah,
Lola
if
to
you-
meet me in the middle. I need a jean jacket.
if you guys do want lore, let us know. We'll figure out a way to do it. It probably won't be super serious, which might be perfectly what we actually need. But yeah, let us know. So, we done with lore? Anyone want to say anything else about lore?
I think that's as good as as good as done.
Okay, cool. Inner community playoffs or tournaments and things of that nature. We did do one. What? Was it a month and a half ago? 2 months ago?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like 2 months or a month and a half.
It was a test run. It was a lot of fun. I shoutcasted Blake. I think. Wait, was it you two? You were there from the
Yeah.
beginning, right?
Yeah.
You,
that was
me, and Worm, and I think Aiden joined us too for some of it, and he was fighting through a massive migraine. So mad props to him. Yeah, we shoutcasted for like 7 hours.
Yeah, we had
That was-
a cardboard cutout of Manny there.
It was actually, I was
He-
gonna say I originally couldn't make it because I think I was like at a tournament, and then when I got home, I got on League and someone was like, "Right now," and I was like, Oh, okay. Just got out of play like the last game of the tournament. It was so
That's right.
funny.
Yeah, we needed substitutes because it just went so long. So that was a first trial run. We didn't even really announce it on the podcast like way later and stuff like that. We had really good turnout. I was expecting everyone to not show up, but it was really cool. We had about 15 people come in, and then people that couldn't commit to the whole time because it just went longer than we expected. But yeah, we beat down. We have someone helping.
Oh
with,
yeah. I also want to add we gave out a reward for that tournament on the Lola Discord. Like all the people who won that tournament, their name in the Lola Discord is golden. Yeah, you look confused. That's because I did that. I cheered
Did
that
you?
up. Yeah,
Also everyone on the Lola team is name is also golden.
different color gold,
Are you sure?
slightly different shade. Yes.
That's
Yes,
really
I did.
indistinguishable because I'm looking at the Lola teams and I'm also looking at Dragon,
Yeah,
who I'm guessing is
so
also
you
yellow.
get to look like you're almost honorarily part of the Lola team.
It
Different
just
shade of gold.
no, it just
slightly
looks like
different.
they're idle. They're just idle in Discord.
They're idle because they're superstars and they crushed it.
No.
I also see like a ton of people. Oh no, okay, just kidding. That's interesting. I did not know that. I did not know that. So that's exciting. Cool. So we would love to do that again. It requires a lot of coordination, a lot of time on our parts because one, we have to find a time that a lot of people can show up, which is usually a Saturday, I think, best for us.
Yeah.
Usually.
And we also have to commit time to run it. And I personally, as much as I enjoyed shoutcasting 7 hours, probably wasn't good for us. So we need
No.
to figure out a time that we all can be on, and then we can switch off. And
Or
then
even exactly, I was gonna say, even have shifts, because some people might say, oh, instead of having it one day, have it like throughout the weekend. But then that's 3 days with like 3 hours each day, or stuff like that. So
Yeah.
It's strange for
It's a lot
to
of
get
planning
it's
involved.
it's strange to get everybody's availability across multiple days. Because it's hard
Right.
enough to pick one day that everybody can do this shit on. More or less pick like 3 in a row, even if it is for a shorter time period.
So Blackbeard Bandit's asking about what about a season-long tournament? Now, when you have a season-long tournament, and a lot of organizations that actually do this kind of stuff, like Upsurge and what's
Learning fives.
the Learning Fives, like they have people that say they're committed and they don't. And then when you have one person drop out of a group of 5, it's really, really tough to like coordinate that. And then when you have like 3 teams out of 10 just drop out or flake and give a ton of buys because they don't show up, like we know life happens, and most of our members are people that are part of the community that listen to the podcast are probably 18 and up. A lot of people are 25, between 25 and 35, and that means they have sometimes familial responsibilities. So it's hard to do a season long thing, and I'd rather actually have us like partner with some organization to do that and to help you guys connect with those. But we
Yeah,
would
I mean,
also love to
it's-
have an inter-community like tournament where it's just like one-off, like even if it's just 1v1
Well, I
tournaments
mean-
or ARAM tournaments.
Like we also tried to do like show tournament podcasts, like in between other podcast tournaments, and that is just a nightmare to try. Like logistics is a nightmare.
We haven't done it for 2 years because we haven't been able to
like put
figure
it
out
on a
schedule.
date. Like
Yeah.
that's been the problem is like nobody can
Yeah.
commit to a single day because you're trying to get a bunch of busy people together to do it, and it's like we all want to, it's just we can't logistically find a date. And anytime you get any tournament of size, that really becomes the biggest issue. And I would like to do more stuff like that. It would be a lot of fun, but really it requires a shitload of coordination.
Yeah.
I think
But-
that's the biggest thing.
That being said, too, like we just don't have. So I mentioned when it comes to our numbers for 2017. So I think we started 2017 around like 1,000 to 1,200 like downloads at max, I think. So we were hitting about 1,700 downloads by the end of the
Fucking
year.
A, dude.
So we grew a lot.
yeah.
And we've seen that in the community and Discord and stuff like that. But still, when we have community games, we have 10 to 15 people show up, including the hosts that are shoutcasting. So it's hard to actually be able to get us this, like if we had if we had triple the numbers, then we can get a tournament and just put it on a random Saturday, and then a lot of people, like even if the majority don't show up, we still have.
Yeah, we could do pickup tournaments if we had
Yeah.
that size of. Yeah, we could just do it. Can
And
everybody commit for the next 3 hours? Let's do it. And
And that being said, when we did that pickup tournament, it did work out. We had 3 teams, so we just did a round robin, which actually worked out great. I would rather have it like a bracket system, and it's not going to be fair. You're going to be placed against diamonds, and we try to balance the teams as best as possible. But if we are able to bring a bigger community or have people like bring people to the tournament, then it becomes much easier to actually do the tournament because you do need numbers for it to feel more fair and stuff like that.
yeah.
And
But I mean,
will say we're gonna
like,
do it.
no matter what, like 4 people are always gonna get screwed because they're gonna be on Sam's team. So, I mean, it can't
Yeah,
really be fair.
it's a
And
tough one.
everybody cooperate. You know.
Yeah,
what
some
I mean?
people just don't like winning a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to balance that kind of an anchor.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
I was about to mention host versus community games, but that's out of the question.
No, actually, we have been talking about doing like a Lola kind of ranked 5s team with the hosts and stuff. And
Yeah.
if anybody's interested in that, because I think we have like a fairly high elo roster going. Well, it's not really Lola host as much as it is like
Reoccurring members.
reoccurring members and frequent members of the community, things like that. But it's right now it looks like it's Aiden, me, Ernie, Exiles, and Tyler. And then we're gonna try to make a rank 5s team out of that. Granted, like that's 2 hosts, 2 former hosts, and a guy. So
I'm also gonna make my own ranked 5 team with Manny to beat Blake's ranked 5 team.
Good luck
It's like
on- good luck
TSM
on
was
that.
created to beat CLG. My ranked team is now created to beat Blake's ranked team.
Okay. But if anybody's interested in like following our exploits throughout the year or something, and if we get that team rolling, I would be totally down for recording that and putting it up on the YouTube or something. If
Yeah,
anybody was
absolutely.
interested in that.
That'd be really cool. So yeah, we do want to do more tournaments. They were really, really fun. I think maybe what I'm hoping to do is 1 per quarter this year. And if we can get help with that, that'd be awesome. If people can shoutcast, if people can bring in people, if people could just help, like, this is how we make teams, and like this is how we just coordinate the streams. You know, because if we're able to have multiple teams playing at once, that also shortens the time frame. So that means like we need someone to help host a stream and shoutcast, things like that. So if you're interested in that, like let us know. If you're interested in doing these community tournaments, let us know as well. Cool. Next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patreon rewards. So I know this is a really, really small group of people.
Did
because-
anybody write in on this, or did you just write
Yes,
this into the
people
list?
wrote in Patreon rewards.
Okay.
They wanted.
All right.
They kind of wanted like, oh, are you guys gonna revamp the reward system? Because I kind of hinted at that in the last episode. That I don't know if you heard the last episode, but I released a Patreon episode for the things. But I talked about it, and we have been trying to make rewards like fun and useful for you guys, but then still half the people don't claim rewards. Actually, no, I take that back. Half the people donated asking for no reward, so that's pretty cool. And then probably 2 people ask for the rewards to be claimed. Besides that, I just give away the mystery skin raffle stuff that just happens every month that I just do myself. But like no one asks for, when we did replay reviews, very little people asked for replay reviews. So I'm trying to figure out what is useful for
And I
you
mean,
guys.
realistically, the replay review thing, if you come ask me, I'll do a replay review for you as long as I have time. So I don't really, making that a Patreon reward, like, I'll just give it to you if you're a fan and you want it. Like, come ask, and that's fine. You know, assuming that I'm not, like, in the middle of a game or something, like, we can make some time and do that. Not a big deal. But, like, yeah, I mean, Patreon rewards is kind of hard, because it's like, we did the drawings for a while, and that was fun. I haven't done one of those in, like, forever. But right now, the only material we've got to give out is like an hour-long watching Hitman's Bodyguard. I don't think anybody's interested in claiming that reward. So
I mean, luckily, like Blackbeard Bandit and talk to me. I don't know if you are aware of this new reward that when I revamped it like 3 months ago or something. we sat down expecting to have like a 15-minute conversation of just about whatever they wanted to. So Blackbeard Bandit and I talked about like resolution and monitor size, and then Wappy Floppy and I talked about like climbing ranked at the end of the season, playing a tank.
Mm-hmm.
So those were really fun, and I really enjoyed them. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out like rewards that are realistic too. Because as much as we want to make replay, like for example, replay reviews, if we did them and everyone claimed them, we would be so busy with replay reviews that we wouldn't be able to record, or we'd be burnt out and stuff like that. So it's a weird balance to find that. Yeah, it's a weird balance to find. That being said, if you guys have any recommendations, we usually just do them. I've had like a $1 person say like, "Hey, can I do this thing that's like a $20 or $15 reward?" I'm like, "Sure," because they just ask. So if you guys want something in the rewards, like we're glad to do it. I know people have been talking about coming onto the podcast and talking with us. That should definitely be on there with like some limitation because, yeah. To be honest, we don't know how you'll mesh, and you might just start spewing racist stuff, and we're like, "Oh, we don't know what to do about this." and I mean, and then you get a spot on the podcast like Blake.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, sometimes it just sticks.
Yeah, we're like, "Oh, that was pretty funny," even though it was racist. So we'll just keep it.
I hate you guys, especially him because he's an inferior race. You know?
Whoa!
I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. It wasn't for real. It wasn't for real.
Come on, man. It's 2018.
Yeah, we just started the year, man.
Just for fun racism in 2018. Woo! No, that was a joke. Kidding, of course. Sam's a person, and I love him.
I'm a person. He is a person, and he is breathes air.
He's quality as fuck right up in here.
He probably has the same amount of carbon as I do, I guess.
We're both virtually identical to a chimpanzee genetically. Either of us. Everybody. You know?
Blake's a little closer, though.
It's like 99%.
More bonobo.
Yep.
just that.
So, yeah. Again, this is something for a very small group of you, which we care about a lot and thank a lot. But let us know. Let me know personally, because I would probably be the most productive member to contact when it comes to Patreon stuff if you guys want to figure that thing out.
Yeah.
All right.
And I mean, if you guys would like me to carve you like some Confederate statues, I can just send you some of the ones that I've already made, you know? And it's fine. That's cool. It doesn't even take me time. Just send me your address and you'll get your Confederate statuette.
All right, Blake, this running gag has gone long enough. Please take off that white pointy hood that you have on right now.
But then everybody will know who I am.
He's had it on for 172 episodes, guys.
No, I mean, this was the hood I wore to Charlottesville. I mean, what?
I even got it signed.
Yeah,
I got it signed. It's David Duke right here.
All right, so next topic. Interacting with the fan base more. Someone was asking, how are we expecting to interact more
With
our fan
us.
base in
I'm online
2018?
all the damn time. I am in Discord like every day at 8 Central. So that's when my kids go to sleep. If you want to play,
8:30.
yeah, okay, 8:30. If you want to play a game, pop in and say hi. That's cool. I think most of us are pretty available. In terms of, dude, I love chit-chatting with people who just pop up or add me on League. I will always accept invite. Well, assuming my friends list is not full, but I did like 100-man purge. But I mean, always accept friend invites from fans. And then if you turn
Blake only
out to
keeps
be
e-girls on his friends list. That's why he purged 100 men.
yeah, if your boobs are not large enough and your face is not pretty enough, then you'll just be purged later.
But
I
obviously-
mean, hey, I'll talk to you now
Blake
because I've
also
got to
said
find out whether you meet the criteria or not.
At the beginning of the episode, though, we did find out too big is not good either. He doesn't like stickers. The residue is just not.
Well,
for
no,
him.
I didn't say I didn't like stickers. There's just a weight limit.
Dear
I mean-
God. All right, okay. I'm cutting this off right now.
To me, stickers are like a bridge. Once you get into the 2 to 3 ton range, you should not be driving across that bridge.
Oh no.
Just saying.
So yeah, I want to break down actually what we do to communicate or interact with our fan base, because again, we have a lot of people in our Discord channel. Last time I checked, we had 500 people on our Discord channel, That doesn't mean they're active. There's a lot of people that never visited our Discord channel ever again. We do community games every Wednesday night, and they've been getting full. So that means we could actually have 2 community games, or we could have like people just playing ARAMs or normals and not having to get into like, I want to say competitive, but it's not always super competitive. We're just like playing around. Some people just pick like off roles and stuff like that. I think people that have been around the community more are willing to just play whatever and not take it as seriously. But we have community nights where we do this kind of stuff. And like Blake said, we are on a lot on Discord. I'm actually usually on after like noon, like after 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll say this. The stars are going to leave an awkward tan line. And whenever you got a nipple right in the middle, it's going to look like an eyeball and it's going to be staring at you. I don't think that's a good look on anybody. I don't care. That's weird. That's a
I don't
weird
know.
nipple.
I'll say you should knock it till you try it.
You don't want to get in a staring contest with those, is what I'm
gonna
saying.
see. I'm
Because
gonna see a
one's
Twitter
pointing
post.
slightly off to the left like a lazy eye, and you just can't maintain vision on that.
So I'm expecting to see Blake in like a month posting, actually maybe not a month, in the summer, being like, "Hey, look at my nipples tan." It's gonna be on Twitter. I'm just waiting for it.
I'm just going to shave the stars in the
Oh,
hair.
dear God. Anyways, so yeah, we do that. We are in Discord. Join us on Discord. Sometimes it's empty, but then what happens is someone pops in a room, and then 5 people just jump in it. Like,
Well,
people-
see,
so many
there's a whole
lurkers.
bunch of like lurkers just straggling, and they're just waiting for somebody to pop in and be the first guy in the room. I don't know if there's like a stigma to that. Like, I don't want to be the first guy in the room. I want to wait in here and not talk to anybody for 30 seconds. But I literally pop into Discord, and within usually a minute, I have another person pop in, and then usually within 5, 2 to 3 more.
It's actually funny because I'll like pop into Discord and then I'll start a game, and by the time I hit champion select, I have to dodge because 3 people jump into the Discord. I'm like, ugh. So you just wait patiently. Or again, if you're kind of shy, like that's fine too. You can message any of us, our like Twitter and our summer name's not in there, but our Twitter tags are in the episode description. So you can just tweet us, be like, "Hey, I would love to play a game with you guys." And we'll be like, "Sure, no problem." Especially if we've never played with you, like we're like, "Oh my gosh, let's like get to know a new listener. This is great." So don't be shy. Try to get connected. We do a lot of stuff with the fan base. I do want to say, segueing into one of our next topics, is we do want to bring more people onto the podcast, because we actually used to do it every month. The last week of the month, we'd have a listener episode. And someone was asking about this, where we brought on guests, and it was kind of a call-in show where people would bring questions or things to talk about. It was a lot of fun until no one started showing up for those. And it was really awkward, where we're like twiddling our thumbs, and like Blake is trying to make his tangents as long as possible to fill in like.
No, that was natural. That just happens. It doesn't really matter. It's just when I feel an opportunity for awkward story insertion, I go for it. And so the fact that we had no content and no guests on the community episode, that was one long opportunity for tangents.
Save my soul and show up for those damn listener episodes, please.
Are we gonna start doing that again? That was fun. I mean, that was fun. Good.
I was planning on doing it like quarterly or every like 6 months
Every
or something.
other month, or yeah, okay.
I think what you do is you just run a sign up, and then whenever you get like 6 people, and we have 6 people on the list, we set a date.
Oh, I like this. All right.
We should call it the Lola Podcast Hotline League. Heard it here first, folks. Never before heard again.
I've never heard that title ever. Especially not someone from Travis Gafford or anything that I edit it for or anything like that.
Would never have guessed that he would do something like that.
Great name though. Great name.
You know, like that would be awful for a college.
we did it first. As far as I know, we've done the first call-in show. Although Lee Kess might have done it, I'm not really sure. But I don't think anyone has done a call-in show for like a league podcast.
Hey, little bit of life pro tip. You know, like I saw
God.
those on Reddit, right?
Tell me
So-
more, Blake. I'm so excited to hear
Well,
what you have to
I
say.
wanted to just share with our listeners a life pro tip that I just personally learned. And that is like if your wife is an insanity instructor and goes and works out really hard
Twice a
and-
day.
Yeah. Let's say that right before the podcast she's really sore and asks you to rub icy hot on her back and you do that for her because you love her. Don't during the podcast scratch your balls with the same hand that you rubbed icy hot on your wife's back with. Life pro tip. It
That's
burns
a good one.
right
It
now.
burns.
I mean, hypothetically, right now.
Hypothetically, right now.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
The old
Yep.
man brings up a good suggestion about leaving a channel open in Discord that fills up and people can just pop in and record. That kind of worked, except then we just have to sit here twiddling our thumbs to do that. I've actually done that, kind of, but at the same time, like,
Well, okay, and let me just share a little bit of my 172 episodes of podcast experience and say one of the hardest things about a podcast is when people talk over each other. And if you're not good at podcasting or you don't have a lot of experience podcasting, you're going to do that a lot. And it sounds like you know, the Blue Man Group sounds good when they bash on trash cans and shit. This is like that, but without practice. So it's like a back alley homeless symphony.
dear God. Anyway,
Blake is firing shots.
Blake is slightly firing shots, and it's actually a perfect time. I actually did want to talk about this because this never got addressed.
Oh
If
wait,
you
that
guys
was
listen
your
to-
feedback, wasn't it, Manny? That was that. Oh, good. Double down. That was unintentional, but I'll pretend like it was because that's funny.
Manny got feedback and a little bit of hate because he kept talking over Blake on one of the episodes. That was an absolute editing error where tracks got desynced, so Manny's audio track was over Blake's when he was talking. So Manny is not that big of a douche.
Not that
and-
big. That's the key word.
Also, Blake wouldn't let anyone talk over him. He just starts shouting louder and waving his hand. So it's just a very uncharacteristic episode. It did get fixed, but some of you might have listened to the unfixed version. Just FYI, that was what was going on with Manny.
My
We like
favorite
him
thing
here.
Was Blake's perfect.
Oh shit! I'm gonna pull that one up.
The tragic backstory I have. Right
Okay,
now.
so what were we even talking about? Listener episodes. So we will start doing those again. Maybe we'll do one at the end of this month or something. Or actually, I like Blake's idea. Sign-ups for that. People will show up. We'll do them at the end of the month. And then we'll just do them in January if we have enough people. We'll do it in February if we need to push it back because not enough people came on. If you like really still want to talk about it, maybe we'll just have like a private conversation off to the side, kind of like our Patreon episodes, and we'll chat about it and put it in somewhere.
Something we could potentially do even is if we have like a topic towards the end of the month, right, that we might want to talk about or a lot of people want to talk about. It's like we could end up pre-recording some people's like input and like meshing it together, just like one super.
Yep.
That could be something, especially like it just takes away like the live aspect of it would be the only like drawback, but you know, it's an option. I think it's really cool to just get different people's opinion anyway.
So if you like the idea, let us know if you want more listener episodes and listener call-in stuff. Next one, trivia game podcast, especially with like listener participation. Actually, was this the first time Brad actually got onto the podcast? Was it during one of those like
It was.
event things where we
Yeah, it
we
was.
invited like 5 listeners that, or no, we just brought in listeners to compete with us. That was a lot of fun. That took me about 12 hours to prep, and the last one we did probably took me about like 8 hours to prep. So and I didn't do any graphic stuff. The first one I did like a ton of graphics. We had like a Family Feud
The
background
first
and
one was
Jeopardy
fucking
background.
awesome. You
It
really
was.
outdid yourself on that.
Thank you.
Peaked.
Yeah,
Yeah, you really peaked on that one.
Thanks, Manny.
And since
So
episode
much
50,
value to this podcast,
since
man.
episode 52, we have gone straight downhill from there. Here's a little bit of trivia. Most people don't know this, but like Manny is
Perfect
Manser
segue.
415, right? The 415 is actually his area code that he grew up in. And if you look up the 415, you'll find that
Doesn't exist.
you'll find that it is actually a junkyard community in Colombia, where
the trash cans.
yeah, it's the world's
Highlands.
most toxic community, where the kids get out of this, like their job is to like fish through garbage and find like not completely destroyed things, and then they make instruments out of them, and they have like a garbage orchestra. And Manny was the best garbage flutist in all of Bogota,
What is-
Colombia. And because he became so talented at the garbage flute, he won a scholarship to,
God, it won't stop.
to San Antonio Community College, where they tried to give him a real flute. But the problem was he didn't know how to play it because it wasn't made out of garbage. So, the
Just wasn't tuned right.
the scholarship fell through, but not before he was able to obtain a visa for studying how to play the actual flute. And we hope that one day in the near future, he will learn that talent and be able to stay here with us on the podcast.
Please support us on Patreon.
Yeah, and any Patreon donations will go to, help buy Manny some real flute lessons.
All proceeds
maybe-
from a Twitch Prime account, subscriptions from the Twitch channel will go to Manny for the
Yeah.
month of February.
And we'll probably buy him like a recorder. But,
we'll buy him like a dollar store flute.
well, you got to learn somewhere, you know what I mean? But,
I learned with the trash flute.
if we can get him some
Dollar
real,
store trash flute.
yeah,
There
if we
you
can
go.
get him some real instruments, then maybe at the end of the year, when he's had some time to practice, Manny can put on a flute concert for the Patreons. And I'm really hoping that would help.
The flute.
That would help with the rewards. If not, we can send Manny all of our garbage, and maybe he can make a flute that he can play.
Oh my god.
Send the garbage to area code 415.
And by the way, that is not the story I originally made up as
It
to whether
was
the
not.
415 and why Manny was talking over me. That's a brand new story. We could go
Yeah.
into Manny's
next time.
other backstory.
Maybe that'll
next
be an
time.
extra Patreon episode that
Yeah,
Blake just
that'll be
randomly
another
just
Patreon.
went.
Well, people
like,
wanted
"Hey,
me
Blake,
to go
we're
into.
meeting."
People wanted me to go into lore. They didn't specify that it wasn't Manny's lore that they wanted me to go into. So, be careful what you ask for, kids, because
Dear
I
God.
will go
Okay.
deep.
A fun fact.
Blake
area
goes
code
deep, only
415
goes
for
deep.
San Francisco. So have fun.
San Francisco, Colombia.
Oh,
Okay, so trivia game podcast, I would love to do them. Next time we do them, so I'll be honest, last time I did them, I just didn't have time and I was just way too busy that I couldn't get community interaction with those. So I'm really sorry about that. They also get really, really slow when you do them actually live. They have to be really edited down because I don't have high production value. Maybe now learning how to use OBS Studio a little better, I could maybe put it together. If you want to help with that, hey, let's work together. I would love to figure that out. If you guys aren't aware, I strongly emphasize that this is like, hey, our thing, and not when I'm not talking to the co-host when I say our thing. I'm talking about like our thing as a whole community that everyone's like listening. Like you guys have a lot of power in making changes to this podcast, and I hope you guys see that, and I hope these other co-hosts scrubs also believe that and agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, I've been
Artsy.
an unpaid intern for 3 years now for the Lola podcast, and I'm hoping that it's going to look really good on my next job application.
It's all
As
about
long as
that
they don't
emotion.
listen to this episode and aren't Asian, I think I'll be all right.
You want to hear something funny? I was talking to one of my pastors, and he's like, "Oh, so I checked out your podcast." I was like, "Crap, crap, which one did he listen to? It's like, yeah, we were like clicking through it. It was really interesting. I was like, and he's like, it was a Zoe one. I'm like, okay, I don't think we said anything super. I don't think Blake was on that podcast. Was he on that? He was on
Yes,
that
he
podcast.
Hi, Sam's pastor.
So I mean, I don't think they listen. They don't play League, but they're curious. But yeah, that was fun.
Should
That was
we
a little-
like close out this episode with like 5 minutes of talking about Jesus or something?
We started the
Just to-
episode talking about Jesus.
Just
Actually,
to throw that out
pre-show.
there. No, that was that was yesterday. We brought up Jesus in the shoutcasting.
Whoa.
Remember?
That's right.
Man,
Again,
we
I
are
don't
really like subconsciously pimping that shoutcasting god from yesterday. You should probably go check out the YouTube channel.
Wormlax is uploading it. I don't know when, but by Monday probably it'll be on YouTube, or you can go to our Twitch to watch it. But I don't know. Next, so I don't know what we're gonna do with the trivia stuff. We will figure out a way to interact with the community more. We'll just bring people on. Maybe it'll be more trivia that we all collectively can work on and make it for the community to compete. I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
No, that could be pretty sick.
Another one. Do more interviews with NA pros and up and comers.
Oh, it's so difficult.
Okay, so yeah, it is really hard to actually cold call people and get them on. It takes a long time of contacting people.
I sent actual international post to Spazzy to try to get him on the show.
Did you seriously?
I wrote him 2 letters. He was very
Oh.
kind. He wrote back. He's like he's like my pen
middle
pal,
finger.
but he has no time to be on the show. But he's a very nice guy. So I mean, shit. I remember we asked Pansar Dragon to be on the show, and he basically told us to go fuck ourselves. So there
Oh
was
my
that.
God! Whoa!
Well, that happened. I mean, he was
dropped a racial slur and
he was not nice. I was to say he was not nice about it.
Oh,
And
I thought you were just joking.
no, I am not joking. He was not pleasant. But
It does not surprise me at
But
all.
he's reformed now, probably.
yeah, no. Whenever they came out, like, oh,
He's like,
yeah.
you know.
It's not like this year he said something really bad.
yeah. Well, it was funny because they were like, oh yeah, Panzer Dragon too toxic to be on the scouting grounds. I'm like, big fucking shocker. Ask him to be
Yeah.
on your podcast. See what he does.
Real quick, did you see like his reaction video to that?
Yeah.
He's like crying. He's like, "Oh no, I'm reformed." I'm like, I don't know if I was, buddy.
Like, hey, do you want to be on Lola podcast? And he just stops crying immediately. He's like, fuck no, I don't want to be on your third-rate piece of shit. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I got the time to waste, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, there's a polite way to say no that
It's like,
doesn't
no,
burn
I don't
bridges.
Have the time. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't have the
Well,
time.
you spent more
Anyways.
time saying no angry than you would have if you would have just appeared on the podcast. It was like an hour-long no and go fuck you for the following reasons, but whatever.
So, anyways, someone suggested Mid Beast. I did reach out to Mid Beast. He was at least nice about it, but he did say he was super busy. Also, I realized it was probably in the time when he was in talks with Team Liquid of becoming a content creator for them. So that's probably why he was really busy. I have been talking to people. I got Arc Second, a conversation with Arc Second for a little bit, who's a Diana, like known for his Diana play, and then that fell off. It's just really hard to get in contact with these people. If you guys are interested about like the pro scene and stuff, there is a second podcast that I have started with Manny over here called the Eye of the Watchers podcast. You might have heard that on a mini-sode that we posted a few episodes ago.
Yeah, it's
And
gotten
we're-
really, really good reviews so far. I looked at some of those. The
Oh, wait, are you serious?
Yeah. The people are like,
Reviews?
yeah, I really like it when Manny talks over Sam. And
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, it's good. It's good.
and
Good podcast.
I've single one, and it's just been like, no, it's just editing errors, please.
no, it's a software. I swear to God, this is software.
Manny just like doesn't talk for 5 episodes.
So, but yeah, going
But
off real quick to even just not just pro players, but like coaching staff and different coaches, and just people are really busy, and it's really difficult to coordinate that. So it's like we want to do it, this podcast or like any other podcast, but it's just like kind of like setting up a tournament. It's like just sometimes you just need that stroke of luck for it.
Well, I
And
mean,
we are
and then-
trying to.
Yeah, and to follow up, like, for these guys, they don't get paid to come on Lola, and they would get paid if they're producing content instead. So it's not incredibly attractive. So like to get around that, I came up with the idea of like Sam went and talked to Ark second. I went and talked to Ark first, his dad, who has, no incentive to work in the evenings. He's not creating content. But he
should
was
get
very
address.
confused as to how I got his address and why I was calling him Ark first. But
God.
I'm hoping Mr. Jackson will come around and just appear on the podcast.
Oh no.
And we can
So-
talk about IRAs and over 40s savings plans. So he had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a lost episode. We're really, really apologetic about that. My bad, Blake. I'm really sorry for dropping
We
the ball
talked
on
for an hour about how drafty our living rooms were. And how important a good pair of slippers is. It was thrilling, really.
that. So we are trying to get more guests. I do want to push that. We did do that like Champion Overdrive podcast, which kind of fell through a little bit, but I'm still trying to figure out how to work that because, again, that's a lot of time issues and making the contacts, which is something that other people wanted. They wanted more one-trick, like pony pros and cons and questions and stuff like that. So we are working on that. We're glad that you guys enjoyed the ones that we've done. Like with Garen, we had Ristium come in. We had I should not be listing things off because I don't remember. What was the other one-trick podcast that we did? Mordekaiser. Yeah, we had Worm. We had Worm. Right?
We had that one guy. He hasn't really done much. Something Axe.
Yeah. Alex, I think is it Alex?
Yeah, something like that. But, the Champion Overdrive podcast was really cool, but we didn't expect the champions to be so fast. 'Cause they're in overdrive.
Yeah, I got it.
You get it?
I got it.
It was there.
So anyway, I am personally working on that, getting more guests. We had that episode with Daylor recently. So that was like a huge. I was really happy about that.
Yeah,
getting that
way to
connection.
promote that, asshole. I see with everybody else on the Facebook page, like, wow, Sam interviewed DeLeon. Here's a full uploaded and edited thing, and he did not mention that to anybody.
I mean, you guys are busy.
I knew
I
of
don't want
it.
to bother you.
Yeah, who cares if we're just interviewing DeLeon out of nowhere? Not like I would
Blake,
care to
when
watch
was the last
that,
time you asked,
you know?
Sam, how are you doing today? How
Every
is
day.
life? Manny comes to me and talks to me like every other day, and we're just tight like that.
Every time I see you, Sam, I walk up and I gently brush your cheek. I'm like, Sam, tell me how your day has been.
I'm like, no,
no,
I
look
can't
me,
be hurt
look
again.
me in the eyes. How was your day?
Not again.
Yeah, we call that Monday through Friday. On the weekends, I know how his day was because I was there.
Yeah, we don't talk about the weekends publicly.
Yeah.
So we are working on that, and we were actually trying to figure out like make new podcasts so we can have like different RSS feeds. So if you only care about Lola, it's only Lola. If you only care about like one trick ponies, you could just subscribe to that one. If you're only interested in like esports, then you can subscribe to the Eye of the Watchers podcast. I was trying to set this up, but all those cost money too, and it's difficult. And we hit our cap when it comes to upload data, maybe like 4 times a year or so. It's happened before. So, and that's only when us posting 4 episodes and maybe a mini-sode. And sometimes we post like 6 episodes just because we have stuff to talk about. So it's tough when it comes to resources because we have to basically double our costs to do that, get to the next tier. So hopefully Patreon can help with that, or we could figure out ways and maybe do merch and stuff like that. I don't know.
Sometimes we post me watching a movie for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that
really
took a lot of time, a lot of effort.
takes resources.
Blake was drained afterwards. He's like called me up. He's like, Sam, I made this awesome content. I'm really stressed out about it.
The
but I put
irony,
my blood, sweat, and tears into
the
this
irony is, I did actually call you, and that phone call went more like this: Sam, it's 8:00. Where the fuck are you? And why aren't you picking up the phone? Call me back. I'm gonna start recording garbage. If you do not stop me, I'm gonna watch a movie. And then that happened.
Once he finished, it was Sam. I don't know if I can continue much longer.
At least I don't have to hear Sam's voice again.
It literally, I did write it, and I was like, hey guys, I recorded a thing, and I'm not sure
What to do with it?
if it's gonna be good or if it's just gonna be.
Is there video?
Huh?
Is there
No,
video?
no.
Oh man, there's no video on it.
Audio
Like, what's the
only,
point then?
baby.
That's
Audio
even-
only. Now give
Oh,
the people
man,
what
that's
they
just so
want, and they
awkward.
want audio.
Who's talking to you, Blake?
Well, I didn't want to copyright infringe. I
No,
can't
just
really
your
put the
face.
movie on there.
People
You
want to
gotta-
see your face, Blake.
Oh,
in that
like
Kansas
physical
City hat.
reactions? I did eat popcorn. That happened.
You can hear the
Maybe, I don't know. The mic wasn't like right there, but it probably. I
Close
mean,
by.
I don't know,
Um,
man. Just give it a roll. Try watch the movie. Watch it with me. I don't even have to be there, and that's what
All
it
right.
feels like.
So we've gotten through about almost an hour. So we're actually pretty good on time. It's always surprising when we actually hit an hour. So we're just shy of an hour. I just want to reiterate what we talked about because I want you guys to give us feedback if you're interested in this. If you're not interested in this, like, let us know somehow. Okay, blow up my Twitter feed, blow up Discord, whatever. Maybe I'll actually put a poll on Discord. That might not be a bad idea. But we talked about inter-community, like tournament stuff, figuring out Patreon rewards, interacting more with the fan base, and like playing community games, and I don't know, playing like weekend stuff or playing other games. We can figure things out. Doing the trivia stuff with the community, more interviews, more champion podcast, more lore, and listener episodes, which is a big one that I really want to really focus on because I think that's big bang for its buck, and I would love to hear your guys' beautiful voices. So yeah, let us know. Besides that, is there anything you guys want to talk about that you want
Okay.
to like bring
I
to 2018?
I do have a goal for 2018. One, to further my Manny's lore segment. I really think that has legs, and it could be a reoccurring feature.
Did you know
Secondly-
that Manny used to be called
like it.
Manny 312? The prequel to Manny 415?
So
origin
I need to have
story?
a different description. Like literally every episode I'm on, it's just like Blake saying like something completely different every single time.
I can totally manage this. We can do this. This can happen.
Oh yeah.
I don't even.
That's
this
one of my
is-
goals.
I literally don't need practice. I just talk
I
out of
know
my
you don't.
ass
That's-
for however long until I'm done. So yeah, I think I could do more of that. But no, realistically, I do actually want to come up with some like. When I sit down and write things, it tends to go well. So I do want to write some bad champion advice that sounds like it's real, and run that segment for a while. I do want to do that. I want to know if everybody is at all excited
April
about
is
that.
only 3 months away, Blake.
There you go. So we may pull that. I think that I kind of, I've liked the podcast and where we are and where we're doing and where we're going and the fact the community's growing. Apparently everybody else is liking it too. I like where we've been and what we're doing, what we're about. So I'm not like, hey, let's dramatically change everything for 2018 because I think we have a good show identity, and I think people really like and relate to it. And we've gotten a lot of good feedback this year from people just expressing like, hey, thanks for doing what you're doing. And that, has always kind of meant more to me than anything. But
Oh yeah.
that being said, no, I mean, there's not really a lot I would change. It's just trying to keep it entertaining and informative, and everybody gets better, and as far as, a goal would go, I'd say, like, I want to give people more of what they want. And this is a good kind of avenue for that. But a lot of the things you guys have asked for, I'll give you. Just ask me for it, and when I'm online, and we'll do that. If you want to play a game with people from the show, log into our Discord. We're there, and it's not like we're hiding in some like secret
Ivory
room
tower
with a
or something.
with a password on it or anything. We're
It's
just
only for hosts.
yeah, we do have a room like that. It's seldomly used. It's very dusty. But, we'll do stuff. It'll be fun. Like, I like playing with new people and listeners and things, and I like reoccurring people that hang out in our Discord. And, I like that feeling of having, like, a Warcraft guild that plays League together. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what our community is. It's just a group of people who enjoy hanging out with each other, whether regardless of what we're doing. So I would really like, my goal would be, I would love to grow that. Even if we don't get another download, just grow our community, because like we have a real strong core, and I love that about it.
Yeah, I definitely care more about our community than like the download numbers. I do want to grow our community because I think it's really cool. Like just having our shoutcasting like community nights just makes me want to have more people so we can do it more legitimately and be able to do more games, and for us to like start joining in and playing again, and just all these different things, because we just have a bigger community. And I like that it's small and intimate at the same time, but with a big community we can do more, which is cool.
Intimate.
Yes, intimate, like Blake and my weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody thought that text on the Discord where I was saying all the super gay stuff was a joke. Not a joke.
I mean, Blake looks really good with nipple stickers.
Yeah.
I wish I never said that.
Yeah, you did. That may end up happening at some point. We'll see what happens.
So
But no,
Manny,
that
what
was
about
a
you?
real and scarring part of my childhood, and it happened. That was, whenever you're 14 and you're repulsed by boobs, something is terribly wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, Manny,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
transitioned from that motherfucker.
I also had a traumatic experience with the giant
In the
boobs.
415, let me tell you.
Yeah, the 415 is one scary place. Well, no, I mean for goals, I mean the first thing is like I know that many people don't know me yet, so I think my biggest goal is to more in close with the community. I mean it's difficult playing at night just because my job coaching a team is usually at night, so it's like interludes. But I'm usually around, like Sam was saying, like in the afternoon and stuff. Even if I'm not necessarily on the Discord, you can always message me on League. You can always message me on Discord. So it's kind of like just grow. Kind of like you guys were saying. I think that's maybe the biggest part. I mean,
Hey,
I'm
Manny,
grateful that I was able to be part of this. So
Dude, I'm happy to have you here. Do you want my help with a goal? Can I help you with the goal?
sure, hit it
All right.
with it.
So in the year of 2018, I want you to take down your Christmas lights that are hanging behind you right now.
Never.
Christmas has been over for about 2 weeks now, so you might want
I
to.
think that maybe in February.
Christmas lights are okay to be still up in February because it's so dark all the time and depressing, depending on where you are and how much snow you get. Christmas
Better-
lights are okay by
You gotta
me.
bring that Christmas cheer to August.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and that's a little late. A bit late.
Christmas sucks. And then after that, it's like, you're already halfway through the year, so you just gotta keep on going.
We should have a countdown for Manny's Christmas light. Hashtag Manny's Christmas. Never over.
Yeah, never over. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So for me, one of the big things that I heard recently from someone was talking about. Hey.
I
Sorry,
want
that was
more
Tibbers.
more
Don't tell
pet
them the
interruptions in
Tibbers wants
2018.
more interaction, but people feel like. Okay, how do I start this off? I just totally. Tibbers, go away.
Dude, you should do what Foxtrot does and just put up a Tibbers cam. In
Except the
corner.
camera has to be like mobile. It needs to be a
You
GoPro
just
that
put a
follows.
GoPro like right on your dog's ass, so you get like a head and shoulders view of where he's going
Oh, I
everywhere.
thought you were trying to get an ass shot of my dog.
No, you have to put it on the ass,
You said-
facing
yeah, I know.
forward.
When you
Because-
say put a camera on something, you focus on something.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
not saying you should rectally examine your dog. I'm saying you should mount a camera.
The community
behind him
wants it. The
to get
community
the
wants what
appropriate
they want.
shot.
Yeah, you gotta give them what they want.
The community's into some weird shit.
Vibrating Twitch.
Yeah, we could. 2018.
Totally.
Okay, so
Put it up in the goal.
one thing that I do want to, I really want to be true in our community is like, a guest into your home is someone that you're like nice and hospitable to, but they come in to your house and then they leave. A person that's part of that home is someone that moves the furniture. So I want like our community to feel like they can move the furniture when it comes to the Lola podcast. I want them to be like, "Hey, Sam, there's been something crazy going on. I saw this Foxtrot video or whatever, and I want to talk about it. It's really interesting." And we'd be like, "Hey, that's a great idea." Or it's like, "Hey, Sam, uh, Blake's just not cutting it for me." And be like, "Finally, all right, Blake, sorry, you are gone." Like that kind of interaction. No, I'm just
Hey
kidding.
Sam,
Blake.
I saw your
You're
name on a
irreplaceable.
sandwich in the freezer. Can I eat that? And you'd be like, yeah.
And I'll say no, and you eat it anyway. Oh, that's family, man. That's
That's
community.
family.
that is family.
And it'll be like, oh man, you're talking about I already ate that sandwich. Sorry. And then that'll be the kind of the end of it.
Oh, the sandwich I put dog food in. Oh, that's right. Because I know you. Because we're community.
We're a community.
No, but seriously, I do want like I loved it when people came on. Like for example, Emil Richter. He's one of our audio editors. He tweeted me when I was up in Minnesota visiting Ernie and saying like, "Hey, I saw you're in Minnesota. Do you want to grab a beer?" I'm like, "This is cool. This might be dangerous. Let's say yes." And we met downtown or in uptown in Minneapolis, and we had beers. And he got me free beers because he knew like the bar manager that night. So that was really cool. But we started talking, and he became the editor of the podcast because he's like, "Yeah, I have like a degree in audio editing, and I want to like help out." Like that is awesome. I want people to feel like they can complain about things openly. They can give us feedback, and they actually have a part in this community. Because again, it's not just yes, it's content that we're creating for you guys, but we're not just content creators. We are like interacting with our community. We hang out with our community. We go to Worlds and meet up with people at Worlds and we get cut off from alcohol at the karaoke like club and stuff like.
Well, technically, that was the arcade that we got cut off from. Oh no,
we
it was
didn't- no, it was
the karaoke
It
place
was the Korean
too,
karaoke
right?
place.
That
Yeah.
guy was like, I don't know about this, because Brad just kept ordering hard liquor, and the guy kind of looked at us like, "You're gonna destroy my karaoke machine."
To be fair, we were all pretty not. I mean, we were like decently sober. We weren't like.
Yeah, that guy was being ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
your wife was there singing like an angel. There was no problem. I mean, I could see if we were like throwing shit around, but we were having a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah, I think we're just loud, unexpectedly loud. But yeah, we like hanging out with our community and actually being a community, and I really hope that's what this is for a lot of people. Okay, now all that mushy gushy stuff out of the way. Another thing I want to do is I wanted to have more like YouTube content. So we're working on that. I'm working with Wormlax on that, and hopefully the other guys we can figure out stuff to do to make our YouTube channel a little more useful. If you guys aren't aware, we have a YouTube channel and we like upload the VODs for the podcast on there too. But we also try to add extra content. Like I'm hoping we can do maybe like champion guides or revamping some stuff, and hopefully we can have just like shit show nights where we play like random games and like fail or succeed and like do fun challenges and stuff like that. Again, it requires more resources with editing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
wait.
Cuphead, exactly.
Every time you die, you take a shot.
Until
Okay.
you die.
So
In
I-
real life.
I've got an announcement to make for Lola that I've literally cleared with no one, so this should go great. I'm gonna do another recording of the Off Meta Support podcast.
Nice.
I'm just gonna make a list and I'm gonna record that and we can re-release it because that was really people like that. So I will go ahead and do that in 2018 because everything's changed and there's a lot of shit that's good that wasn't good a little while ago. So, all right. I'll get it
Fine, community.
done.
I'll do it. I'll move the couch back out.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat your sandwich, but then I'm gonna make you an episode. So, all right.
That's fair.
Yeah, let me know when you do that, Blake. Maybe we can duo that.
Yeah, sure.
And then
Well,
I might be able
figured,
to try to
like-
make video content to it too.
I figured if you want to just do it like a real legit thing, we could also just have Manny independently record sounds that we could lay over it. You know,
I
just
like
like
that.
another layer, right? And
With
then
my
just-
trash flute.
Yeah, with a trash flute solo.
Practice session.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it.
I've been thinking about this for a while, and I might do it for 2018 rank season. I might try to make a series where I try to win a game with every single champion in ranked, because I have a very small champion pool, and I think I am too busy to hit plat again. I don't know, and I'm also kind of covering that up because be good enough to be plat anyways anymore. I don't know, so I might do that and see how horrible that goes.
Your A through Z ranked playthrough.
Yeah, basically.
Ah, that sounds like a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
If you want to set a bad example for everybody, you go right ahead.
It's okay. Anyone want a duo?
2018 is the Chinese zodiac calendar. It's the year of the failure.
Actually, I'm gonna actually do it with the Exiles and see if I can hit diamond to prove
That's
a point.
a good idea. That's a really good
To
idea.
prove a point blank.
That it literally doesn't matter if you just hang on tight enough
What you play, yeah.
to his
as long as
coattails.
he
Yeah,
does.
that's a good point.
Oh my god, that's really fun. We should
Like,
also.
you know,
do
I only say that because I'm really secretly jealous and envious, right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's hard to break my ego. It's literally as hard as diamonds.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Okay, mine is soft as gold.
I'm surprised Manny knows what a diamond is since he grew up in a dump.
I mean,
You know,
sometimes
people
they threw
don't.
them away. You
No,
know?
they
It's
do not.
diamond in the
They are not thrown away.
room. Diamond in the room.
He's checking the garbage disposals when the wife drops
Wait.
a ring, you know?
Manny, I'll tell you what. We'll make a compromise, and the next backstory I make up for you will include diamonds. Probably diamond mining in a really terrible area of a different continent, but
I like-
we'll do it. I'll get it done for you. We can do that.
All right.
love
So I think that wraps up the episode. I don't know if we have iTunes reviews because I don't have iTunes reviews. I don't have iTunes installed on my computer anymore, so I gotta reinstall that to check that.
Didn't we have that one website that would tell us if we got like international iTunes reviews, and didn't it break?
Yeah, it broke for a while. It's supposed to email me monthly, and I don't really know if it emails me monthly or not because, to be honest, the last year has been just a mush. Time is not a dimension for me because I'm like, oh, that happened 2 weeks ago. No, Sam, that happened 3 days ago. I'm like, what? I'm like, that happened yesterday. Like, no, that happened 4 days ago, Sam. So like nothing makes sense to me anymore. So I don't know if it's broken or not. That being said, yeah. So iTunes reviews, if you guys are interested, that helps us out a lot. Very easy way to help out the community. Again, if there's anything here that you're interested in, like let us know. If you want to like help create content, if you want to make your own content with us, like that's super helpful too. Whatever you want to do, we would love to work with you guys, work together, and make this community better. Any suggestions, feedback, let us know. Really appreciate it. For all the people that have interacted and given that feedback and been a part of the community, especially like those really like huge super fans, thank you so much for an awesome 3.5 years. And we hope that 2018 will be even better. And we're really excited. Besides that, the only announcement I have is Wednesday community games. Every Wednesday, 8 Central. We usually shoutcast them if we have enough people to fill the games out. Hopefully we can even do like 2 games at once. That'd be super awesome. If you're not interested in like the competitive like 5v5 in-house, like let me know when we'll play normals. Jump into our Discord. Discord is in the link. There's a widget on our website.
Hold on. Got a new podcast review.
Oh,
Yep.
are you
here we
sure?
go. Yeah, well, it was Sunday. So
Okay.
I feel like that's probably pretty fair. We also have one from like December 13th from Hammer
who's it from?
Tyne.
I think we. Okay, read the other one first. I'll go
Okay.
check it.
We'll go back. And we also have one from November 29th.
We probably did that one.
Okay, cool. So here, we'll go to Sunday's one first. Best in the business. Tivana user. After deciding to step up my league game, I went looking for good information. After grinding through the many options, I've locked in on the Lola team. Great information, a fun vibe, and tremendously more digestible than my recent decision to learn ADC. Thanks for all. That was pretty good. See, she's good. We should get her on. I assume that's a she. Tivana? I mean, right?
I love Tivana.
What is Tivana? I thought that
Tivana's
was
a
like
T.
Oh, is it tea?
Yeah, it's a tea company that makes tea.
I thought it was like makeup.
No.
Okay, sorry, Tabata user. Didn't mean to assume your gender. But here we go.
We don't do that here.
Yeah,
we don't do that here.
We just make fun of races here. We don't get into gender issues. Thanks for all the Lola team, and keep the good stuff going. See you on the Rift. Aw,
Nice.
thank
I hope
you.
we do see you on the Rift.
All right, so next review from December 13th, which we may have already read, but here we go. Name is very misleading by Hammertine. Hammertine. Thine?
Wait,
Anyway.
is it spelled THYME?
YNE.
YN? Yeah, that's. Oh, okay, that is confusing. I was thinking like thyme, as in like the seasoning.
Yeah,
or the
exactly.
herb or
but
whatever?
Nope.
Okay.
It's Tyne. Anyway, I thought the show was going to help me get over my life-destroying league addiction. Instead, my addiction got worse and my elo got better. Probably worth it. That's a pretty good one, too. These are good reviews. This is a good week for reviews.
That's classic. I love it. That's great. Thanks for those reviews. They really, really, really help us out, get us like notability, and hopefully one day we will be higher ranked than that freaking Baghdad Software podcast.
Yeah, one day. We can only
One
dream.
day.
2018 goal and aspiration. Did you read the one from Rage Booty? Because that's the other one.
That doesn't sound familiar, actually.
I'm going to read it. I don't think
Go
it's been
for it.
read. If we've read it twice, then congratulations, you get a bonus read. So, The Bomb Diggity by Mojo AM. The podcast is excellent for newer players as well as experienced player, just the one, to learn about the game and gain some sweet and juicy knowledge about the game. These guys will entertain you, make you grin, and learn that some Canadians are pretty entertaining. You know who you are. Winky face. Used to be bronze, now almost gold, although the name is misleading because they ain't so anonymous, but I laugh to these guys every time. If you love League of Legends, these guys are for you. Yours truly, Rage Booty.
Nice.
All right.
I want to leave this with a closing thing as well. Question for you guys. If you guys have listened, tweet us. Okay, I've asked you guys to tweet us way too much. But if you're interested, what is our logo? If you guys know what our logo is, let me know, because I just realized that people don't know what it is. I think it's really funny. So I would love to hear what you guys think our logo is.
What if we make the best answer worth something?
Well, I mean, there's a right answer.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but like the best wrong answer. So you can write in the right answer if you know it, but then also bonus points for best wrong answer.
There you go. All right. Best wrong answer. You can get a mystery skin.
We'll read them out in the next podcast too.
I mean, if they're good. If it's a
There you
whole
go,
bunch
there
of garbage, then, we'll make a flute out of it and get Manny another scholarship.
All right.
Oh no!
I think that's it. Super excited for 2018. That is it for episode 172 of the Lola podcast. We will see you guys next week.
Good night, everybody!
Way to talk over Blake on the outro, Manny. God.
Yeah, Jesus,
Yeah.
Manny. Get over this hurdle.
It's the software issue.
Goddamn software.
Stupid editing. Hey, don't talk about editors like that.
Manny never had a computer before. They're really hard to make out of toilet paper tubes.
Dear God.
Out of throwing out diamonds.
Hey, everyone in Twitch chat and in our
Fuck this, I
Discord.
can't make a flute out of this shit. Throw it in the pile with the other diamonds. Fuck it.
Everyone in our Discord and Twitch chat, thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully, we kept you entertained while we were waiting for Blake, and also hopefully you enjoyed this episode. And let us know on that feedback. We really appreciate you guys being here because it helps us out a lot.
Oh, sure.
All right.
All right.
Kill it, Blake.
All right. Peace out, everybody.